Cheers, mate. We're back with another episode of Anatomical Analogies. But we're not going that accent this episode. I don't think I could do that for more than like 5 seconds, to be honest with you. But we're going to talk about in this episode. So, question is, what must be kept within homeostatic range? So we learned about homeostasis last episode here, last video. Now, we're going to learn what needs to be kept into this homeostatic range we speak of. I hear my stomach growling. I honestly might need to eat, guys. But we're going to hold off on that. So temperature, first off, needs to be kept within homeostatic range. Temperature in the human body, 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit. Not Celsius, 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit. So, for example, food is the tastiest when it's at a certain temperature. So if it's too hot, burn your mouth. Too cold, this isn't even enjoyable. You need to heat it back up. So the temperature needs to be kept within that dynamic internal equilibrium. So not too hot, not too cold, just right. Also, what needs to be kept in the homeostatic range is pressure. So for example, blood pressure. If there's too much blood pressure, too high blood pressure, aka hypertension. So hyper, it's a hyperactive person. They're go, up. Hypertension is high blood pressure. Ability to pump blood dwindles because your blood vessels may actually burst. So that's obviously not a good thing. Then low blood pressure. There's O2 and nutrients not able to get to the tissues, which don't get to the cells, which ultimately is the structural and functional unit of life. So if you aren't getting oxygen and nutrients to your organs, your tissues, your cells, it's not a good situation. That is definitely not a good situation. But with pressure-wise, just think of, okay, it's a nice summer day in Pittsburgh here. That might mean 92. It might mean 82 or 75, depending on the summer here. But it's a nice summer day either way. It's summer. It's a nice summer day. We're washing the car down. We're hosing it. Too much pressure in that hose, your hose is gonna burst and cause a leak of water. Nobody wants that. That's a pain in the butt. You either got to run to Target, Walmart, Busy Beaver. I don't know where anyone else really gets hoses. I've never actually purchased a hose in my life, but if it bursts, boom, you're gonna leak. Can't wash your car. If there's too little pressure, that's another pain in the old behind. So if there's not enough water pressure, obviously you won't be able to wash the soap off your car. You're driving around like an imbecile with soap still in your car there. So keep it in homeostatic range. Don't drive around like an imbecile with soap on your car. So temperature needs to be kept in this homeostatic range. Pressure, but what else, you might ask? Boom. Last but not least, chemistry needs to be kept within homeostatic range. So keep that chemistry at homeostasis. So the pH, blood glucose, blood triglycerides, blood cholesterol, pressure of CO2 and oxygen in the body, and also electrolytes do need to be kept within that homeostatic range. That's all under the chemistry. So pH, blood glucose, blood triglyceride, pressure of O2, CO2, obviously the electrolytes and blood cholesterol, that is all under that umbrella of chemistry. So our blood, let's just say this before we get into the analogy side of things, our blood does need to be between 7.35 and 7.45 as the pH. If it's below 7.35, acidosis is the result. So too many hydrogen ions in the bloodstream, pH drops, acidosis. And above 7.45 is kind of the opposite. It's alkalosis. So not enough hydrogen ions in the blood. Boom, pH rises, alkalosis is the result. So 7 is neutral on the pH scale, but in our bodies, 7.35 to 7.45 is that homeostatic range there. So it's a pretty fine line, so you got to stay between it. That's the name of the game, is staying in homeostasis. Our bodies are trying to do that, but that we definitely can't get in the way of it, put it that way. But in analogical terms, and an analogy, I guess, to all of this chemistry being in the homeostatic range is, think of a swimming pool with chemicals. So back in this nice summer day, we're swimming outside. If there's too many chemicals, we can't open our eyes under the water. If there's not enough chemicals, obviously bacteria and just a bunch of not fun stuff starts to grow in the pool. So these chemicals do need to be kept within a homeostatic range for optimal functioning, with obviously the pool staying clean and us being able to open our eyes without those big goggles that kind of leave the nice ring around your face for a good day, week, maybe the rest of the summer there just suctions in. But hey, at least you can see underwater. But ideally in homeostasis, your eyes don't burn and the pool still stays clean there. So that's more of the let's think of the pH side. Let's think of the electrolyte side of an analogy now. So draw a parallel to the beach. Let's say that. So if there's too much sand at a certain beach, there's going to be a lot of sand dunes, and you probably won't go to that beach just because you're getting sand in your cheeks, your eyes, your nose, your mouthy. You're getting sand in places you don't want sand, and also if there's not enough sand, you're probably not going to go to that beach either, because that kind of defeats the purpose of going to the beach when there's not much sand. So go to a beach with not too much sand and not too little sand, just enough sand so you can still lay, get a little bronze. I don't know what other terms there are for it, but get a little get some shade, get some color to you, and also be able to enjoy the sand without having too much sand and being buried in sand by the end of the day. But no matter what, whenever you're at the beach or whenever these electrolytes are at a happy balance, there's still going to be seagulls there. But hey, at least we could do is stay at a proper sanded beach. But that does it for this mini episode of obviously what needs to be kept within homeostatic range. It's the temperature, it's the pressure, it's the chemistry. So boom, temp, boom, chem, boom, pressure, boom, we got it.